E-commerce is huge for Clarks, certainly in the UK and expanding into Europe. We have 6 trading websites across Europe that deliver to 26 countries, and those are growing at a relatively steady pace. Our consumers want the convenience of digital, and we need to be there to offer that. So I'm the data and analytics manager for the European digital team. So my role is essentially to manage the analytics function and get the right data to the wider digital team. We decided to move away from our session replay provider because we simply put weren't using what we were paying for. We were recording video around 120 hours in a day, and we don't have the bandwidth to view that content. Well, Contentsquare really allows us to achieve analysis at scale because we can aggregate all our data into one summarized view of how page types perform. But then we can allow individual users to have that segmented for their needs. Visual merchandisers in one particular area might need a particular cut of the data, and we can build that segment and apply it to the overall data. So Contentsquare allows us to see a number of KPIs at an element level that we couldn't see before. Hesitation time over a particular element, or the engagement rate, the number of people that really interact with an element after they've hovered over it, is invaluable in understanding how people are responding to the visuals that we've put on a page, or how forms flow. So historically at Clarks, we've taken a number of sources for our testing ideas, some intuition, some what we see in the marketplace, and some feedback from customers and consumers. But with Contentsquare, we're now able to validate and prioritize those tests. We can understand how those particular UX behaviors and blockers are impacting consumers on our site, and pick the tests that are going to do the most good rather than the ones we think will drive the most value. So when we moved to a new platform, one of the key changes was the design and layout of the site, particularly the product details pages. And we noticed quite a few fewer consumers adding to basket. Using Contentsquare, we were able to go in and see a large number of people selecting size, but not as many people selecting for fit as added to bag. So there was a real opportunity there. We went in, started pre-selecting the width fitting where there's only one width fitting on the page, so the consumer didn't have to. That lifted our add to basket rate instantly, and it's something we would only have seen by looking at the individual elements in Contentsquare. That was worth around £900,000 to us, so a huge win. We've been using Contentsquare since November for the European sites and April for the UK site, and already the 3 main tests we've driven out from the Contentsquare insight annualise out at around about £2.1 million in revenue. So it's already paid for itself. But the big resource benefit for me is time. To get that level of insight and to drive that many beneficial tests, we'd really need another 3 full-time members of staff. But by having Contentsquare, we can drive the insight across the entire digital team.